Hey guys, welcome to my video. This is my first tutorial. I haven't planned this out. There's no script or anything like that. We're just going to freeball it. I'm going to show you guys how to retexture in Arma Reforger. We're going to be accessing the vehicle in Arma Reforger Tools. We'll have our Photoshop ready. We're going to look at the vehicle, see all the materials that are used to make it, pull those over to Photoshop, make a template, show you guys how I map everything out, and then make a design and then put it on there and show you how to do that as well. So it's going to show you the whole process that I do. I don't use, what is it called? Substance Painter. I don't use it, and I should probably. I just haven't. I'm a Photoshop god here. We're going to do it my way or the highway, baby. So sit back, relax, smoke a bowl, and enjoy the video. Alrighty. Well, before we get started, you're going to need a few tools, especially to get this process going. First, what we're going to need is Arma Reforger, the game, of course. And then you're going to need to get Arma Reforger Tools. I also recommend Arma 3 tools. That way you can get a few tools that they require. And then Photoshop is what I use, so definitely get Photoshop, as well as GIMP if you don't. GIMP is free, so if you don't have Photoshop, GIMP will work. I use both because GIMP has a cool feature, the color to alpha, which I'm sure Photoshop has, but I like GIMP's version of it. And then we're going to have to open up, of course I already have my Photoshop open, but we'll open up Arma Reforger Tools and get that loaded there. Now, you would have your project already created. It should be here. If not, you would click Add Project. I'm sure there's videos out there on YouTube that go over the process of creating the video, or I'm sorry, creating the project. Once you create your project, it'll pop up here. We're just going to click it open. Alright, now we got it loaded and up. On the side menu on the resource browser, we're gonna open up the Arma Reforger folder. What we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to open up the objects, and we're gonna want to save it to our project. So we need to navigate to the project files and then pull them through. So we're gonna open up Arma Reforger. We're gonna click on prefabs, open up that folder. Scroll down till we find vehicles. Open up the vehicular folder, and then we're going to open up the wheeled, and we're going to find the BRDM2 folder. Of course, every other vehicle is listed here, but for this tutorial we're going to be working on the BRDM. So I clicked on it. We can't like right click it and save it or anything like that. It doesn't work that way, but we got all the parts that we're going to try to pull through. So right now we have 3 variants of the vehicle and then 2 folders. We're going to open up the base one just to view it here. I'm going to double click on it. I'm going to scroll wheel on it so we can zoom in. And then I'm going to right click and hold that right click so I can look around, and then I can WASD to move around to see. So this is the vehicle we're going to be working on here. 2 wheels. We got the base and the turret. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to duplicate these objects to our mod so we can open them up, see what they're made of, see all the materials. Right now we're going to start with the first 3. Right now your project shouldn't have anything saved in it. If it does, it's fine. We're just going to duplicate this here. We're going to go right in the middle of this right-clicked option. So we clicked on it, right-clicked, duplicate to project or whatever it's called. Mine's called dmod. And what we're going to do is we need to rename it. Now sometimes people rename it fully, sometimes they put something in the front of it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type in my name dmod and underscore, and I'm weird. I like to make everything lowercase, so I'm going to lowercase everything here. BRDM2. I'm going to copy that. That way I don't have to type this every time because we're going to duplicate everything. So dmod BRDM2 underscore base. I'm going to press OK. And it's registration done. I put it in the mod. I'm going to go back. That way it can bring us right back to the folder that we were at before, just so we can finish grabbing all the rest. I'm going to click on the next one here. I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to right click on it, duplicate the dmod. This one just has the name, so I should just be able to paste it. Perfect. And press OK. Registration done. I'm going to press back. I'm going to do the FIA variant, which is just another variant of their texture. It adds a camo onto it. We'll need it. That way you can see how they did it, how they created their FIA variant. It's really easy the way they have their texturing. But the dmod BRDM2 underscore FIA, press OK. So I got all three vehicles. I'm going to press back. We're going to open up the configs folder. Usually you don't need anything in there texture related. These are just all the config files, which yes, so we don't need anything in here. So I'll press back. And then I'm going to go into the vehicle parts. Now, when we start duplicating things in here, the editor or the workbench should automatically start creating the folders in our project for us. So we don't have to go and create a folder. We just got to open it up. Oh, look, we got even more folders in here too. So let's start off with the first one. We're going to go to lights. We're going to open up that one and we're going to look and see what we have here. See, these just look like actual lights. I don't need to texture them, so I don't need to duplicate them. You can if you want, if you need to edit the lights on your design, you can, but for me, no. For the purpose of this tutorial, we don't need to. Magazines, let's open up this one. And we have one in there, so let's open up to see what this is. Again, I'm going to right click in WASD over there and see here. Optional. These look like the actual ammo canisters, either on top or inside of the vehicle, but I'm going to duplicate it anyways, just in case. So I'm going to duplicate. That is a big name. So, yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start that now. Here. Again, I like to make everything lowercase. You don't have to do this. This is just me being weird. I like it. KMT and then KVPT. Alright, duplicated that. Now we have it saved. I'm going to press back. I'm going to go to their folder. We already got that last one. That was the only one there. So we're going to go back again. We skipped lights. We got magazines. And let's go to turrets. So we got four things in here. We got the turret and the commander light, and then their variants of it, the FIA. So we're going to duplicate all four of these. We're going to right click on the first one, duplicate to project, change the name, press OK, go back and do it again for all four. So we're going to right click on this one, duplicate, change the name, press OK. All right, we got all four now. That's all four in their folder, and we're going to go back again. So we skipped lights, got magazines, got turrets, and we're going to go to wheels. We got 6 wheels for 2-wheeled vehicle, by the way, just saying. All right. So we're going to go to the first one. Let me close out of this too. We don't need that anymore. So we're going to duplicate the first tire. Change the name. Got the second one. third one. I'm sure you don't want me to call out every single one here. No matter how beautiful my voice is. And the last one here. Alright, so we got all 6 tires. I'm going to go back. That's all 6 of their tires. So we skip lights, magazines, we got turrets, we got wheels, we got. We don't need the shadows, so we are good. Finish this. I'm going to go back one more time. I think we're done. We skipped the configs, we got all the vehicle parts, and we got all 3 of these. So now we're done pulling all the materials from the game into our project. We got all the BRDM2 files, the base, the turret, and then the tires, or the wheels. We're going to go through now and open up each one and start pulling them to Photoshop. So we pulled all the objects from Arma Reforger and duplicated it to our project. I closed out all of the tabs so that we can start fresh, so I can show you now what we'll do since we pulled or duplicated all of those assets over to our project. So we're going to open up our project folder, still in the resource browser here. We're going to open up our project. We're going to go to prefabs. We're going to go to vehicles. And we're going to go to wheeled. And in there, we should see at the very top, BRDM2, the ones we just created. So we're going to click that and we'll see all 3 that we just made, as well as the folder, the vehicle parts folder. If we open up that, we'll see all 3 of those folders in there, the magazines, the turrets, and the wheels. Perfect, all of those are there. So we're going to go back and we have our vehicles. So we're going to open up the first base folder. This is the vehicle that we have in our project now. And in here, we're going to go through and we're going to modify the materials, or at least not modify them yet. We want to see them and then be able to put them into Photoshop so that way we can modify them. So in order to do that, we're going to have to open up each object, which means we're going to open up the base, meaning the whole base vehicle, then the turret, and then the wheels. So we'll go over that right now. What you'll notice is the object here on this, the option on the right side of the menu saying Edit Prefab is now available. Before it was gray on their version, the game version, but with our duplicated version, we can now edit it. So we're going to click Edit Prefab. And I already have it typed out, but you can type out at the very top here, mesh, or look for mesh object. I can't even say the word. We're going to click on it, and it should open up all these little spheres with different colors. We'll just say, but these are all the materials that are used to create this vehicle. It could be the textures, it could be glass, it could be smudges. It's everything that's used. And what we're going to be working with is we're going to be working with the exterior, the interiors, and that's about it. But we're going to go over each one here in a moment. Let me pull up this document here. All right. So in each object, as I said, there's materials. And if we open up each material, we're going to see a few different things here. So we're going to open up this one here, the exterior body. We're going to see the MCR map, the mask map, the VFX map, and then the global NMO map. So BRDM2. The object name for this is the BRDM2 base.xob. XOB are the objects. Of course, it has 7 LOD factors, which we can see later. Right now, that's not important, but for the future, it will be. And each material, and I'll pull this like this. Each material has an EMAT to it. So it's each material is EMAT, the object is in OBX, and in each EMAT there are EDDS files, which are basically PNG files. So there's about 4 of them for each EMAT or material, and then there's an X number amount of materials per object. Sometimes they have 4, sometimes they can have 30. This one has, I think, 12. I'm off. I am very off. 30. I thought I was about to say 12. But the ones that we want to work on are highlighted in green on your screen. Of course, there are 2 variants of this. We have the normal version of this vehicle, and then they have an FIA version of it. So technically, there's 3 different things we'll be working on. The exterior, the interior, and then the exterior for the FIA version of it. There are other versions of it that they have exteriors which duplicate. These duplicate here. This exterior body is the MLOD. And then this interior EMAT is just duplicated from this one as well. And then they have a chain, some decals that you can work with, which I'm not going to be worrying about. Glass, you really don't have to worry about. Labels, you can. This one is an optional one here, but for the tutorial, we're not going to go over labels. Anything that's not listed in green, we're not going to work on. Of course, glass, periscope. Actually, we may work on that one. We'll see. And then these, which we'll see when I pull it up in the game. So let's pull these up. But we're going to first pull up the exterior. The first one listed in green here. Make it big so you can see. So the first one is the exterior MCR. We're going to click on that. Just click on this little icon here to pull up and up. And this is the base texture with no color. Well, there is some color, but none of the green that you see here. Actually, it looks more tan when you view it from here. But we're going to zoom in. You can scroll wheel so we can see what we're working with here. At first, it looks really overwhelming. Lots of different parts. This one actually looks somewhat good. It's actually my first time opening up this one with you guys here. You can actually see the parts. So to make mapping easier. Of course, it's still it's all broken up. It's not like you can lay a pattern over it and then call it done. You still got to get things matching and seamless, but this is a start. Of course, we have other options all around here, but we're only going to focus in on this viewport for now. We don't need to mess with the texture properties or histogram or anything like that. We will be messing with these little color options at the top when we start pulling things over. Unfortunately, there is no way I can just right click and save this and then put it to Photoshop, or else we'd be saving tons and tons of time. If there is, and I don't know, you let me know and I will love you. But for now, we're going to do it manually. So right now we got the MCR, right? Let me open up the other one so we can see what we're working with. But first, before I show you that, I'm going to change a few colors here so you can see the different versions of this texture here. So right now we have RGB, which means it's all the colors all combined. And then we have red channel, green channel, blue, and then the white. We're not going to worry about anything else. Nothing else, just these and this midpoint so we can actually see it. Of course, we could probably make it bigger by just clicking it and then dragging it and then making it bigger so you can see. But this is what we're going to be working with here. I'm going to change the colors to red so you can see just the red channel. I made it a little bit more gray. You may or may not have been able to see it depending on how well you had your quality set. But we're going to change it to the green now. And then blue. And then white. That one you can definitely tell a difference. But we're going to cycle through the red, blue, and green real quick so you can see. So you can see there's a difference. Now, normally, I would say, hey, we got to get all the variants of this to make a really good template, because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking all these parts and making a template from it. And it's not like a normal base template. We're going to be going step by step, recreating all this. So first, let's close out of this so we don't get confused. We open up the first one, the MCR. So let's open up the mask map. This one's going to be quite different. Let's make it bigger too. Let's grab it, make it bigger. I'm going to zoom in. There's a little zoom button down here. I'm going to change it to 200%. It's because it's a small texture. If I'm not mistaken, this is 512 by 512. Now, normally textures in Arma Reforger, if I'm not mistaken, are about 2048 by 2048. So this is 4 times smaller. So technically we can go, if you would do it, it would be 400 if you wanted to go the same aspect ratio as the game. And that's kind of what it would look like if you're looking at it at the view it's supposed to be. But the real view should be right there. Regardless, this is what that is. So let's put it to 400 so we can... Alright, we'll keep it. We'll just zoom in actually. So now we're going to change the colors on this. This is one of the main important parts, especially for the texture, with making every object look either smooth or roughness, muddy, dirty, basically new or not, you know? So we're going to go and show all the channels. We're going to go red first. It's going to be a lot of black and white, by the way. Got the red. Got the green. Got the blue. And then the white. And if we start mixing them, we can start seeing the changes. Let's say we do green and then we hold shift and click and add blue, then we can see green and blue. It actually shows the colors instead of it just being white and black. Now it's showing the white instead of it being white. Now it's green or blue, and then they're combining them and you're getting this. Maybe I'll add the white now. Okay, that changed it up quite a bit. And then if we put all the colors, it does RGB with white. Let's take away the white and we get that. So we can play around. You can see all those. Of course, we're going to have to get every version of this and then recombine it so we can do this on Photoshop. We'll be able to change the colors, red, green, blue, and do exactly what they're doing here, but on Photoshop. That way we can make our own textures, add our own mud, and then it'll work just the way it does in the game. First, let's show you the other ones here. We did the VFX map now. Let's see here. Open up this one. Let's make it a little bit bigger. This one's also small. We're just going to zoom in so I can show you. So we got the RGB. Got the red. The green. The blue. Which is nothing. Oh, it has a little bit of something there. Yeah, that's something. Very small amount. And then the white, which is nothing. And if we combine it all, we get this. So, alright. Got that. And then the last part, NMO. Now this one, optional. I'm not going to use it when I'm working on my texture designs because the UV doesn't match the texture. You know what I mean? This doesn't match the texture. This is a different excuse me. This is a different texture. We don't need it. You can duplicate it or save it, which I'll show you here in a moment. But for now, we don't need to worry about that. We're just going to worry about the first three, the MCR, the mask, and then the VFX.